cheers, and probably copyright because there's music in the background. And I don't know what right way I can do her wrong. I don't wanna be here in the morning when she wakes up and finds me gone. There's nobody here, and I'll probably delete this anyways, but I think that was the ocean back there. She wakes up but sitting here, sipping a drink. Will not reveal the contents, but relaxing. It's Sunday here, back in the States. It's probably still Saturday. I don't know. Saturday night, something. I don't know. Something. Hey. Hi. Long time no see. Long time no something. I haven't figured out. They changed the format on this, and I don't know how comments work or how you make comments, because it doesn't show how to actually make a comment to reply to people. There's like a picture, and then over here there's a list of like a turn the camera around, something, and there's comments are down here, but nothing up here for me to like respond in a typing method. I don't know. I haven't past midnight. That means it's sleepy time. It is what time is it here? It is 2:38 in the afternoon, and somewhere up there's a little fire going. Barbecued some chicken and fish out on the beach, and let's see if this split button works. No, that didn't work? Okay, there it goes. It's hanging out on the beach, the Pacific Ocean. And how does it put back? That, boom, there it goes. Yep, just hanging out. I don't know. Everyone I know here is on a day schedule. And yeah, that's my music, my little speaker in the background. So I'll probably get a copyright tag for going live with music playing, but that's okay. I'll probably delete it or something after. But yeah, so here there's no, not so much nighttime. Everyone like 4 or 5 a.m. they're getting up, and you got these little tricycles, which is a converted motorcycle with a sidecar, and they're going around the. Hopefully they won't get me. But so these little tricycles, converted motorcycle, they drive around, and they're selling. Hey Charlene, quack. 439. Is it 339 or is it 240 here? So you're a little bit ahead. What was I gonna say? Yeah, no night owl stuff. Everyone goes to sleep when the sun goes down. For the most, that's not true. I'm lying. People are out doing karaoke till midnight, 1 to 3 in the morning. Drives me nuts sometimes. But 4:30 in the morning, there's a tricycle running around selling Pandasol, which is like a breakfast bread, and they drive around and sell this stuff for like 1 penny, 2 pennies, 3 pennies. Someone's got dogs barking out here, but I don't know. There's dogs everywhere. They're always looking for food, running around. But some snow. You know, to be honest with you, I miss the snow. I really do. I miss the snow. Snow is good. But even there, you know, when I would do the snow, I mean, I wasn't living like, I mean, you get snowed in. You're snowed in for months up there. I'll do a little bit of snow and then I drive away. You have fun with the snow and drive away. Even when I lived in Tennessee, that was more moderate. So it would snow and too much. But in Tennessee, it would snow and then in a day or two, it was cleared. The next day, the roads are cleared. The day after that, it's gone. So you get the feel of it, and then it's cleaned up and it's gone. So you don't get tired of it. There's not enough of it to get tired of. And growing up in Florida also helps with that because there's no real seasons in Florida. So a little bit of snow, it's perfect. But yeah, getting snowed in and swimming in snow, that's what's the word? Excessive? I think it's the word. That's excessive. uh, it is all good. I'm hanging out here at the beach. I miss the seasons here. It's either 80 degrees and it's 90 degrees. And if it's 80 degrees, it's because it's raining. And if it's 90 degrees, um, what's snow? If you have not experienced snow, you've got to, at least on a vacation where you can get away from it. But the big thing with snow is it's beautiful, it's pretty, it's awesome to sit inside, watch the snow out the window with a nice hot beverage, coffee, hot chocolate, something like that, and not have to get up at 4 or 5 in the morning and snow plow to get your vehicle out to go to work. It's the working when there's snow is I think what makes snow miserable for, I would say probably, I'm just talking out my butt, but most people, I think if you didn't have to actually work and get out and drive in it, and you could just sit back and just enjoy it, it's good. But view review, okay, I'm learning. Let me see. Say gago. I don't know what that is. Something hot. Well, you're in a similar climate down in Australia as there is here. It's rather warm, and I use the term warm very lightly because it is hot, and without air conditioning, I would die. The air conditioning in the car, in the house. Sometimes you just want to sit on the porch. Sometimes you just want to sit out on the porch and let the air conditioning run on the porch. Snowmobile's running tomorrow. First heavy snow for them. 6 weeks of it. 6 weeks snow. 6 weeks snow will kick your butt. Yeah, we use that term warm. I grew up in Florida. I spent my first 29 years in Florida, and every once in a while you would have a dip in the Gulf Stream, and you would get some sprinkles that disappear when they touch the ground, and you're like, as a kid, you're like, oh my god, it's snowing, and then you go up north, and it's like snowing becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 feet meters, and it gets crazy. But it's but I missed it. I miss hiking in it. Brutal honesty, I'm sitting on the beach getting fat and lady. I got on a scale the other day and it says I put on like 20 pounds, and so I was like, okay, time to do something. I've got to lose some weight. I've got to get back in shape. This sitting around being lazy by the beach. That didn't work. Where's it at? I'm trying to push the button. By the beach. The only thing missing here is white sands. It is not a white sandy beach, but there's all kinds of kids. It's a Sunday here. Nobody's working. Everybody comes down. It sprinkled a little bit this morning, which kept some people away. I don't the culture, something like that. I don't understand it, because when it starts to rain, everybody runs for cover, and they won't go to the beach. They won't do this. They're breaking out their umbrellas and all that stuff. And I'm just like, okay, it's raining, and we're walking. I'm walking in the rain. I don't know. In Florida, you get that. You get the afternoon showers, thunderstorms, stuff like that. Just pops up. And you just keep going, because once the sun comes out, in 10 minutes you're going to be dry anyway, so you just keep going. But no, not here. They just like, they're gone. They're grabbing umbrellas or they're gone, and then they'll come back later. But so the beach is actually quiet now with few people on it. So it's kind of nice. What's up, Jim? Just hanging out at the beach, causing trouble. Just the only problem here is there's no white sand, but other than that, and eat all right papaya. Papayas are good. Actually, the place where by like my home base, there's a papaya tree up there, so I get to watch them. Grow. There's actually one that wouldn't make any papayas, so I cut the thing off, and then it started to grow again. Passports. See, I hadn't even thought about going out to gym. I hadn't even thought about passports for someone that I just figured it would be going on like a birth certificate and then mom and dad's or something like that. But that's awesome. Humidity. The humidity here, the humidity here, honestly, for me anyways, the humidity is before the storm, the humidity is during the storm, and the humidity is after the storm, and it's just humid, 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 and but that, and you got everything is green, everything's growing good, so my allergies are actually driving me completely insane in this place. I've been checking into a couple things for like a sinus surgery. I forget what they call it, but they go in and they open things up in there. It's a day treatment. But I've had allergies. I've had allergies my whole life, and probably the only time that I've had any relief from my allergies is when I've been in Nevada and Arizona, stuff like that, where it's just completely dry. And in the desert, nothing's growing. No allergies where nothing grows. But so I'm looking into that for a day surgery. I wonder if I can make a video out of that if they would let me. But that's great. That gym, that's awesome. That is awesome, awesome, awesome. I wonder how that you should start doing some videos yourself for the process on that. People here could Social Security and citizenship and all that stuff. People could probably get a benefit out of that. I don't know if I've seen many videos covering that. You should turn that camera around, make some videos sometimes, for sure. Monsoon, monsoon. It will sit here and it will rain for days on end. It's like 4 days. It rain. It rains like crazy. The good thing about the rain is where I'm staying. They've got some ducks, just yard ducks that wander around. So the monsoon rains will wash away the duck poo. So it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice when you get a good rain. It washes, it cleans everything up, and then the carabao poo, because they don't know where to go, so they poo everywhere. So the rains are cleansing. But you can still do a video on it, Jim. You can still videos on stuff like that, just not actually inside. Just throw up some pictures, like this is the embassy, this is that, and then just go and talk about it. It could benefit people. Or since I'm monetized, you can tell me all about it, and then I'll do a video on it for you. Duck is your friend. I can't even count. I can't even count how many ducks there are. There are so many ducks. And then mentioning the monsoons, there was a rain, 4 days in a row, just rain. And where I'm at is right on the river, but probably 2 miles from the ocean. But this little baby yellow duck floating down the river screaming, and we managed to fish that out, halfway jumping in the river and halfway fishing it out with the net. So that was being raised, and it's just getting onto like the large adult pellets. But that managed to save a little duck. Clear blue sky. Yeah, it's the rain. It's just the like I said, growing up in Florida, you're used to some of the rain and some of the humidity. But I mean, it's no joke. If you don't have air conditioning down here, you're gonna die. You're gonna die. You need to get in the car and get this. I mean, I've actually been thinking, for like people like with vehicles and stuff like that, with the van. I'm thinking, should I have like a backup air compressor? Because you can't go to like in America where you go into an auto store or you go into a mechanic or whatever and be like, okay, I need a new air compressor. They bring in one in from a mechanic, and you're back on the road that afternoon. If your air compressor goes out on your vehicle, it's going to be a week or two with no air conditioning. So I've kind of been thinking, should I buy a new air compressor for the air conditioner in the van just to have it, or buy the new one and install it and keep the old one as a spare? Just because the quality of stuff you buy here, when you buy something, a lot of everything you buy is online. And the quality of a lot of stuff is it's garbage. It is absolutely garbage. going back to if you bounce back to America, you think like think big lots, and Harbor Freight tools. If you have those there, that's all the low quality made in China stuff. That low quality China stuff in America makes the stuff you order here in the Philippines. It makes it look good. It makes, I mean, like big lots and Harbor Freight and stuff like that are like the mall here. You know, it's just everything. Everything is junk. It's garbage. Example: I just ordered a new screen protector for the new phone. The new phone is S24 Ultra, S24 Ultra. So for like another month or whatever, it's still the latest greatest from Samsung. Go figure on that. But I ordered a screen protector for this, and it's like half the size of the screen. It's like, yeah, it's advertised this, that, and the other, but it's just so much stuff you hear. You order, you send back, you order, you send back. About the third time you order something, you get a product worth keeping. But it's that's crazy. I never had cat. I never had aircon growing up. We grew up poor, living in a trailer park. People getting drunk, fighting each other, stabbing themselves or each other in the head with pitchforks that night. Kind of drunk, crazy, redneck, crazy. But we never had aircon growing up. My older brother, he's like 2 years older than me. He actually bought me the first air conditioner. It was a window aircon I ever had for a bedroom window, and changed my life. But before that, growing up, I was 18 or 19 years old. So before that, I never had an air conditioner. We grew up too poor. Couldn't afford the air conditioner. Couldn't afford the electric to run it. But that kind of just it's just like, where have you been all my life? It's crazy, but I wouldn't. Okay, I'm lying. There are quite a few things. Quite a few things I would change. You know, like I wouldn't change a thing about growing up. Well, yes, I would. I would change a lot of stuff, but I wouldn't want to give up the wisdom, the drive, the ambition, everything that I've learned from growing up hard. I wouldn't trade that for the world, but it would be nice to have a silver spoon, but it doesn't work that way, so it's all good. I mean, I'm here, I'm living my life, I'm doing what I want to now because of my life, because of everything I've put into it and what I've managed to overcome. And there's a lot of people, a lot of my friends that they're still sitting there in the trailer park somewhere. I see them on Facebook every once in a while, but I don't really go on Facebook much, but around. Hold on, we are here at the beach. Give me just a second. Gonna spin the camera around. If you put there's a little arrow to spin the camera around, but if you press it once, it does nothing. So we'll press it twice. And this is the beach. For anyone who's been here before, Jim. San Pedro. Everyone's having a good time. Only thing missing here are the white beaches. But for anyone who doesn't know, white beaches are made from broken up coral. So the fact that there's no white beach here is that there's not a lot of coral out there. That is, this is the view. And that is San Pedro. Jim, I think you've been here before. A birthday party, if I'm not mistaken, down the street. One of those places down that way. And this is just strictly mentioned this for Jim because he's been here before. If you go down past where you guys had that birthday party, if you keep going, there is a park at the very end of the road, and that's a paid park. This is right before you get to the paid part. This is the free part. This is the I'm not paying part. But no, it's even when you're paying stuff here, it is it's like 50 pesos, so it's less than $1 to enter per vehicle, per whatever. And you're not going to get that unless you're on like a public beach somewhere in America or one of these other countries I haven't been to yet. The free is always good. The price they charge to get into most of these things, really, I mean, it barely covers upkeeping and picking up trash. So you can't go wrong. You can't complain. But I'm not paying, Jim. I'm not paying. I'm not paying. I spent my whole life paying, and I'm done, done, done. Or maybe saving. Maybe I'm saving up for the next flight back home one day. I haven't figured out. I know a couple people been asking, when you coming home? When you coming home? I don't know. It's hard to say, because to be honest, if it was just around the corner, I would have been there 10 times already. But it's give or take on the season, on the airlines, it's a couple $1,000s to fly back and forth, and it's literally what 36 hours by the time I leave here to go and I get back in my van in America. It's probably 36 hours. So I mean, it is, and it's not. There's no rest in between. It's a grueling ride. So like going from here, flying over to Vietnam, New Zealand, China. No, flying to other places from here is really easy, but the actual process of going home is a daunting. It's a daunting task. Because the thing is like right now, I couldn't go home because my van is parked in northern Nevada, and it's dead freezing frozen, and I'm gonna get dropped off in the middle of a town, try to find an Uber or taxi or something way out to where my van is, and then I got to get it back on the road. And it's been sitting for a while, so I've got to do all the maintenance, the oil changes, I've got to do all that stuff again. The battery might be dead, all that stuff. And that's back and forth probably 30 miles to town. So that's not something, you're not going to do that. You're not going to do that in the winter. That's, if I'm going to head back, it's going to be in the spring or sometime during the summer. It definitely will not be over the, I've seen some of those, Kat. I've seen some of those where you get with like a bunk seat or something like that in a freight ship kind of thing, going across the. It's an interesting thing. I've heard it can take like a couple months, but that it's kind of cheap in the way of things. But I mean, that would just be another adventure in and of itself. That would be really cool. No more taxis. No more Uber in Nevada or northern Nevada. That honestly doesn't surprise me. When I was there leaving last, I don't know if I thank you enough for that, because this guy, the Invisible Man, is the one who's helped me out with a whole bunch of stuff. He's a great guy, by the way, and helped me out with a whole bunch. But yeah, you look at Uber or Lyft or whatever. You go from where like my van's located. You're sitting there and like, find a driver. There's nothing there. You gotta hope that something. Or it's a 20-mile hike. I can do a 20-mile hike in 2 days. One way. So right now to Salt Lake is 500. Be 562, but then you've got to actually get out to the undisclosed location in the middle of Nevada. I'm gonna let you go first. You can pick me up. That'll work. Absolutely. And we'll split the tab on that. I'm completely down for that. But yeah, it's all good. The shipping companies feed their deck crews good. That would actually be fun. I think I would enjoy that, actually being like on like a boat crew or something. Because I don't, lucky enough that it stays that way. Hopefully everything keeps going. That I don't have to work, but it would be fun. Like those back in the States, I don't know about anyone else, but like with the micro, does the dirty jobs where he goes and does all these crazy jobs, he's doing a different job, something like that. I actually think that would be fun to do, because you're doing it not for a living. Just like, okay, we're going to do this for a week, or we're going to do some temporary thing, just for the experience of this, the experience of that. I thought it'd be fun to travel around with with like a carnival thing, like a traveling carnival circuses you have. I thought that'd be fun to do for a season, just because you know you're not doing it the rest of your life. You know it's just one season, even if it's something brutal that's miserable work. You know when it ends. I mean, that's the difference from a job that I would do or from anyone else, is that I know when it ends, so it takes that away. But it would be fun to do something like that, and then document it along the way. It'd be fun. Not going back to at least a year to. Yeah. I've got to. So, anyways, I am here in the Philippines, and essentially what it is I am on a travel visa, and you can stay here on a travel visa for 3 years for anyone keeping track. And if you watch my other video, you budget like $50 a month. You're covering all your expenses for everything you need to do as far as that goes. But you can stay here for up to 3 years. That's dependent on their immigration. If they find a reason for you to, and then have to come back, they can make you do whatever you want. But you can stay here essentially for up to 3 years, and then you have no choice, you have to leave. Unless you find a Filipina and get married or something crazy like that. But I don't know. But anyway, so I am over 2 years, less than 3. So at some point in time, I will have to travel somewhere. I don't know if it's going to be back home or somewhere else. I have no idea. But I'm still a little ways away. And stick my tongue out. Should I got to shave my leg for that first? Because it's in the Philippines. There's not a lot of grooming, not a lot of hair. I mean, even most of the women here don't even have to shave their legs. They grow so little hair. Finding a good razor is not easy here. I promise, it is not easy. you got quite the head for Thailand. It's close. You know, I need to get some dental work done. And one of those was saying October 11, 2005. I gotta go. Why does he remember that? He's like got that nailed down pat. October 11. I'm like looking at the papers. Like, what is this? But they so in the Philippines, you can stay here on a travel visa up to 3 years. The first time you come in, it's 28 days, and then you have to go back to immigration and tell them why you want to stay. And then for a few months, it's 30 days. And then the way it used to be is that you go in and they would give you a 6-month visa, and you're all good. You're not breaking any laws. You're not getting in any trouble. You're not doing anything wrong. You're just here having a good time. They would give you 6 months to stay. And then they changed that. So now you only get 2 months. So it's every 2 months is back to immigration. It's no big deal. You're out of there. Last time I was there, the computers were down. So it took like 3 hours because the computers were down. Not a big deal if you're in a city. If you're out in the middle of nowhere, hanging out at the beach, avoiding everything that's city, getting away from all that, it's a day trip for me. It's like 3 hours there, 3 hours back. You eat lunch, you do whatever. I mean, it's a day trip. It's a whole day. And where you used to only have to do that every 6 months, now they've changed it. You have to do that every 2 months, and it's just more inconvenient. If you're out in the middle of nowhere enjoying nature, it makes it more convenient. And they don't have the online stuff isn't good enough. It's not good enough or consistent enough to be able to do it online. So the way they have it now, they've progressed this far. You can upgrade your visa. You can do all that stuff. You can do it all online on the internet, but you still have to go to the office to pick up the new paperwork. If the computers aren't down, it takes you 20 minutes. You're in and out of the office in 20 minutes. 30 minutes if they interviewed you to ask you what you're doing, make sure you're not working, blah, 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 30 minutes. So what is the point of filling that out online when I've still got to do a day trip to this other city to, 3 hours one way, yeah. And if you do it online, you still have to make the trip to get the new paperwork. So So where's the? I don't know. I can't complain. This is. It's not my country. It's not my home. It's their place. I have absolutely no rights to complain. The only thing you ever hear me about is complaining if I'm treated wrong or something like that, on like a personal decency level. And you really won't hear much of that because I don't put it online. I'm not gonna take things negative. My understanding is you can't print it off, but you have to go in and pick it up. It's like once you're here a year, you also have to get an alien registration card, and there again, you have to go there, fill out the paperwork, and they're like, okay, come back and pick it up when it gets here in 2 weeks. No, you hold it at the office. I'll pick it up in 2 months when I come back because I don't need it. You can't, Jim. You can't change anybody. Not here, not there, not anywhere. You can't change anybody. Even when people need change, the only people who can change anything is themselves. You have to look within yourself and find a reason to change. From anyone, from drug addicts to this, that, and the other, blah, blah, interventions, this, that, and the other. What it really comes down to on anything, if someone is going to change, they're doing it for themselves, or not for themselves. If they're doing it for somebody else, it's because they've found a reason within themselves to do it. So you can't change anybody. Alien, alien, alien. I'm an alien. Everybody looks at me like an alien. I was roaming around one time, and this local, he looks at me, and he says, you should go to Surigao. And I said, what's Surigao? And he says, that's an island out there. I said, oh. I said, why should I go to Surigao? He says, because that's where your people are. And I said, no. If I wanted to go where my people are, I'd be back in America. That's where I would be if I wanted to be where my people are. I want to experience life. The processes here. The processes here will change themselves as they I don't know, as they're forced to, as they're kicked and dragged screaming. The process here will change themselves. As a foreigner, you're not allowed to get involved in anything, period, with the politics in this country. If you get involved in anything with the politics, that is a reason for them to expel you and blacklist you from the country and kick you out. So that's one thing you see. Leave the politics alone. But everybody knows this is a third world country. A lot of stuff is backwards compared to everybody else. And when they're ready to change, they'll make the changes. The good news for here is if they take the initiative, they can look at countries like America, Europe, whatever. They can look at other places and see. They can see what's good and what's bad and what worked and what didn't work, and they can apply that, and it gives them a head start to avoid the negative. If they choose, that's completely up to them. We'll see. But until then, a little Philippine Tanduay, local rum. It's not too bad. The Philippines, Philippines. Honestly, I wish more of the locals would see this as the Philippines, because everybody here is in too much of a hurry for me. I want a slow pace, but they're all in zoom, 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 zoom. And I don't know. I'm sitting back telling them to slow down. And then I'm like, never mind. I'll grab a drink. I'll sit on the beach. I'll chill and slow down. You guys do whatever you want to do on the roads. I'm off the road. We're just going to hang out, have a good time. But anywho, I am going to hop off of here, and I'm going to put my big fat butt in the ocean, and I'm gonna tilt these for a while. Yeah, Rex. Yeah, there was one Christmas Eve here. There was a wreck. Motorcycle hit a pedestrian crossing, there's no street lights most of the places, and you're making your way across the road, and half the people on their motorcycles don't even have headlights, so you're kind of walking blind, driving blind, and yeah. So Christmas Eve, there was another wreck, another pedestrian motor incident. I don't know who. I don't know who it was or who was involved, but ambulances were called. There was someone lying in the street. But it's a big thing they need to do here. There's no law enforcement. There's no traffic enforcement. So everyone drives like they own the road, and people get hurt. People get killed. If you look up the fatalities in the Philippines for road accidents or things like that, it's not a good statistic. But and then it's good to talk to you guys. It's good to see you guys. And I'm gonna go jump in the water before the next rain cloud comes. And my drink is almost gone. And thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks. If you guys have any questions, you can comment on any of my videos. I will try to answer anything you guys have. You guys say killed spot one day, other no helmet. They don't wear helmets in the Philippines. They don't. Is it the poverty they can't afford them? I don't know. Is it what it is? Is it the fact that there's no real law enforcement to make them wear it? I don't know. But it's a crazy thing. That's the driving here is one of my sore spots. So I just frustrates me. It's good to see you, Jim. Good to see you, Kat. Anybody else? Thanks for watching. Thanks for tagging along. And I will see you guys down the road. No, I'll see you guys down the beach. Down the beach. I will see you guys down the beach. Have a good day, everybody. Take care. Stay warm.